In this video, I'm going to show you two different ways to retrieve your Just Between Friends e-check for consignment at the most recent sale. It's really important to download and print these as quickly as possible, partly because they do expire, and once they expire, we charge a $40 processing fee for me to cancel the check with my bank and reissue a new check. Also because it really helps me to be able to move on to the next sale if I'm not still doing accounting for the previous sale once I've already opened registration for the next sale. So the first way to receive or to retrieve your check is to grab the email that was sent to you when the check was sent. If you cannot find it in your inbox or in your spam or in your deleted, then try typing in exactly here apostrophe S, here's your check from Just Between Friends Springfield. This should pull up any and all checks that you've ever received from Just Between Friends. Here are three, so I'm going to open one of them, log in to get the check. The other way to get to it if you cannot find your check is just to go to this URL. So I would recommend bookmarking this site, but I'm also going to type that in, myechecks.com, and that will take you to the login screen for Deluxe eChecks. Again, bookmark this link. You're going to type in the email address that you use for your Just Between Friends account, because that is the email address that I'm always going to send it to unless you give me an alternate email address. Click Next. Type in your password. This is not your tagging password. This is the password that you have created for specifically logging into your Deluxe eChecks account. If you forgot the password, click the Forgot Password and it will send you a reset link. Log in. You're going to get probably, if you've set up this verification, you're probably going to get a text. So you're going to have to wait for that text to get sent to you and then type in that verification code. If you've not set up that second layer of protection for your account, then you will not have to do this step. This check has already been printed, of course, but if you're, here we're just going to go back in. All right, receive checks. And now I have a list of every check that I've ever received from Just Between Friends Springfield, or from actually any other Just Between Friends, because most Just Between Friends locations use the same account or the same company for sending their e-checks. So any check that has already been printed is going to say printed. Anyone that has not been printed yet will say not printed. You will click on the link to retrieve that check. Of course, this one's been printed, but you'll download that. There are options for that money to be transferred to you electronically, but Deluxe eChecks does charge you a fee for that. In order to have a free access to your JBF money, you'll need to download that check. That's the only way that Deluxe eChecks allows for transfer of funds without a cost. You'll print that check on white paper and then endorse the back, and you can either mobile deposit that or deposit it at the bank. If you have questions or need assistance, you can reach out to me at any time. My email address is AnnetteMasgrod@jbfsale.com.